Hi, everyone. I am Leslyn Keith, and I'm here with my friend and colleague, Gail Straker. Hi, Gail.
Hi, Leslin. It's good to see you again. I don't see you as much as I used to.
I know, and you've been super busy this month, which we're going to tell everybody about. So, have not seen you since I think it might be since last Friday when we did this, because we get together every
Right.
Friday to do these Facebook Lives to tell everybody what's new and coming up in lipedema. And there is always something exciting for us to talk about every time we get together on these Fridays. We try to keep them short so that people don't have to be here, for a super long time to get these updates. But it tends to, it seems to be so much to talk about. So it's hard to keep it short. We really do our best though to keep it, at least less than a half hour, sometimes less than 20 minutes.
Yeah,
So
Leslin, speak for yourself. All these women out here know that once I start talking, that's my joy is to talk. And so until you guys say, okay, click and send me off, I'm gonna just keep talking. So have
and
at
here's
it
Irene. Irene is here with us. Thank you, Irene. Good morning to you.
from New
It's
Zealand.
still, well, no, it's early afternoon for me now, and I think it's later afternoon or mid-afternoon for you, Gail.
Right, here in Idaho.
Yeah.
So
So the first thing we want to talk about is why Gail and I haven't seen each other so much, because Gail has been doing something incredible with the Lipedema Project that we have just a really busy month with webinars. Gail, tell everybody about them.
sure. What happened is we started thinking about making each month a theme. And of course, my beady little brain says, "Oh, let's do love for February." And I thought I'd put a little self-love in your heart, and I threw that in for a theme. And Catherine ran with it. She's like, "Woohoo! Let's do this. Put a little self-love in your heart. Let's do a whole bunch of webinars." And so we have been developing not just ourselves, but our coaches and our experts. We have different fields of expert in our with our coaching staff. And so Catherine and the team decided that what we needed to do is a little fundraiser. And we needed, because Leslyn is the president and CEO of
Well,
Lipedema Project,
actually, president of the board of,
president of the board.
of the Lipedema
Okay.
Project. Yes.
Yeah, I know words are important, but I'll give her as much credit as I possibly can. So Leslyn is the president of the board of the Lipedema Project, and she's also a researcher. So she is doing a research project called Voices of Lipedema, where women with lipedema tell their story. So what's happening with this webinar series is we decided that to use $14 to get 14 webinars. You donate $14 to Lipedema Project toward the Voices of Lipedema research project, and you get 14 webinars. And these webinars are put on by different people. There's one webinar per person that we specialize. We make them the specialty expert doing the webinar. Catherine and I have been hosting them, and we bring in our coaches. And we've had a wonderful time. We had one last night on food porn by our coach and fellow Lippy sister, Kristen Arnst. We had one a couple of days before that with our Dr. Carlos, who runs the keto clinica in the Yucatan. So he is his specialty is keto for gut health, for lipedema, and for autoimmune diseases. We also had Carrie Reedy from Australia, and she talked about, I was going to say, listen to me. Oh, giving ourselves self love and breaking the diet mindset, because we've discovered that the ketogenic way of eating is really not a diet. What it is it's a strive to become healthy, and weight loss just might be a side effect of becoming healthy through the
Yes.
ketogenic way of eating. And so those are some of the webinars that we've had so far. We have one coming up tomorrow with our very own Jillian Harvey. She is going to be talking about how she made it through COVID and her health journey back after having a pretty healthy dose of COVID. Now she's talking about what she's using to regain her health. And we also have CLTs, certified lymph therapist, and they're going to be doing some webinars for us. We had a pain management webinar. We talked about CBD with Brian Hayward. Oh my gosh, we have a Zen webinar coming up. All
Mhm.
these things to give ourselves some self-love,
Mhm.
because we are the most important person in our lives.
Yeah. And these webinars are happening throughout this month. And so we're only on February 11th. There are still quite a few left. And if you register, you of course get the recording so you can see what you missed. Because Gail, it's not too late to register, right? You could sign up now and enjoy the rest of the month and watch recordings, right?
Well, yeah, and I've actually had people say, I missed the first one. What do I do? And I said, sign up. These recordings, the replays are available until the end of April. And so please make sure you register. Even if you cannot make any of the individual webinars because of the times, they're not all going to be on the same time or on the same day of the week. But even if you can't make any of the webinars, you can still get the replays. And as much fun as we have in the live webinars when we do them, that's how much fun you'll have when you replay it. You'll feel like you're right there.
Yes, and someone asked how do they sign up? So you can see the little the ticker tape running there, and it gives you that link. We'll also have the link posted below. It is, if you go to, and I'm waiting for it to come around again because I think it's scout dot something,
Yes.
scout.lipedemaproject.org. You will get in there, and then it's slash registration. So you can sign up with that. It's not too late to sign up. And again, this is a fundraiser for our nonprofit, the Lipedema Project. You will be supporting our research, helping to raise awareness about lipedema and what it's like to live with lipedema. As Miriam says hi, she's an Italian in Germany. Hi, Miriam. Nice to have you with us. So please sign up. And as Gail was saying, it's $14 for those 14 webinars. But if you'd like to donate more, that would be lovely to support our research in
And
lipedema.
And what's another thing that's exciting is that we do have a very special guest speaker at the end of the month. Our final one. I believe we have confirmation. Dr. Matt Carmody will be there,
Oh, yes.
and he's fabulous. He's actually the one who has been with Catherine through this whole journey as she discovered what was going on with her body before she knew what lipedema was. And he said, yes, I'll be here with you through your whole journey. And he's still here. The
Mhm.
other thing is on March 6th, International or Worldwide Lymphedema Day, we are also going to have a gathering, and it's going to be a review and a summary and a show of everything we did this month with our webinars.
Oh, fabulous. That
So
is great. That's
that's
great.
save the date, March 6th.
Yes. Do we know a time yet, Gail?
I'm not positive, but
Just
you
stay,
know,
save the whole day, and we'll get you more information later.
right. And you'll hear us talk about it probably next Friday too.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And something else that we've been doing, as Gail was talking about this once a month and these themes. And then also, so what's happening is we have these coaching special interest groups. So we have for the month, we have these particular themes. And so we had something in January, and this whole 14 webinar series was what we have for February. And then we're going to be having something, of course, each month for the rest of the year. Can you talk just in general, Gail, to let everybody know about these coaching special interest groups and what they're about? And then I'll talk about what's coming up in March.
Okay. So we have the coaching special interest groups. We call them CSIGs, CSIGS. And we call them the coaching special interest groups because our coaching collaborative, we have coaches from all over the world with different expertise, and we bring them in, and they teach and present and are able to have one-on-one conversations with our community. If you sign up for a coaching special interest group, you not only get an in-depth and detailed amount of information, you get to connect up with other people who also have lipedema, and you get to share ideas. There it goes. It's going across the bottom right now. See, you see it says CSIG. So we held one in January. January was Kickstart Keto, Kickstart Keto, Kickstart Keto.
Don't be kicking Guido.
Not Guido. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so it was Quick Start Keto Simplified. We had 3 coaches, and they were able to turn lives around for people who had not been able to even get started on keto because it seemed so complex. We gave it to them a very simplified way. They were able to get started, and they had great results. So our next one's going to be in March. Leslie's going to talk about that. In April, we're going to do a symposium. In May, we're going to have another CSIG. In June, we're going to have Lipedema Awareness Month.
Yes.
In July, we'll have another CSIG. You get the hint. So every month, we're going to have something spectacular for our community to be able to get as much information so that you can live your life well, so you can get healthy, as healthy can be as you're moving forward with managing your lipedema. So, Leslie, you want to talk about March?
Sure. And you can see as this little ticker tape is going by that the title for the March CSIG is so long it can't even fit on the screen altogether. But if you're struggling with management of your lipedema and trying to figure out all the different pieces, there's diet, there's, all these different things. There might be surgery. There's all these. So this webinar, CSIG, so a workshop series, is going to be focusing on all those things that you would do. For instance, if you went in and had therapy, you met with a therapist, what are all the kinds of things a therapist would do with you? What are some things that then when you're done with therapy, that stuff that you can take home and things you can do at home? Maybe you don't have the opportunity to go to see a therapist. So what are some things that you can get, that you can use at home, that you see is called complementary treatment? So it's complementing everything that you're trying to do. It's a full program for what you can do to help manage your lipedema and help you live your best life. Yes.
I was going to say, it says MLD. Will you be teaching MLD?
So no, we won't be teaching any of these things, but we'll tell you about these things and how you can get it and where you can, learn how to do it. So, because MLD stands for manual lymph drainage, and we have had in our tribe, we had a special guest speaker who came in and showed the women in the tribe how to do manual lymph drainage on yourself. And that is the kind of thing that you would also learn if you were going to a clinic. The therapist would show you just what we did in the tribe. And so we'll be talking about that type of thing. And then you can see it says pumps, plates, and rebounding. Oh my. Because you might use a rebounder, you might use a vibration plate, you might use a compression pump. And so the speakers for this, we'll probably have some special guests, but we also have several coaches that are certified lymphedema and lipedema therapists. And so this is what they do for their living. They're a professional at helping people figure out what are those complementary treatments that are going to help you the best. And so they're going to be there with me presenting this to you. And so that's happening on March on Wednesdays. And so I wrote it down here. It's the first one is going to be on March 2nd. And so it's going to be on 4 Wednesdays. We'll finish on the 23rd. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern. So those 4 sessions are going to be our March CSIG. And again, we're going to be featuring coaches that are lymphedema therapists. And this is part of what they do as a coach for part of our coaching collaborative, is to help guide you on figuring out what are going to be those best complementary treatments for your individual situation.
So do you think they'll be talking about compression also?
Oh, yes, like compression garments and what kind of compression garment to get, how much to cover, how many hours to wear it, what are the easiest ways to get it on and take it off?
Oh, those are like questions that we get all the time, because compression is very confusing. There's so many.
I have a feeling, and we're still brainstorming on how this, what's going to be discussed, but I do see as one full session just being on that topic of compression, because there's so much to talk about there.
Leslie, when we talk about these coaching special interest groups, these CSIGs, it might be nice if we can just explain how these all came about. And I remember a couple of years ago, Catherine ran a survey, and the answers to the questions, we'd say, what is one of your biggest concerns? What do you not always have all the knowledge you really want about a certain topic? And we started compiling them, and we realized that these were the questions that our community had. So when we do these coaching special interest groups, we're really focusing on what our community has asked for. And so when we talk about the complementary practices, we see that that's one of the things our community always wants more information about. And that's why I brought up compression, because I don't know how often I'm answering questions about compression, and I'm not an expert, and I turn to the expert coaches and say, help me, help me explain this to somebody else. And so I'm really excited that we were able to put together a class. And so if you think, oh, this is just a class that's already been put together and it's a standard and I just push a button, it's not how it is. It gets pretty interactive.
Very interactive, yes.
You get to ask questions of our experts. It's phenomenal.
And offer what you've discovered has augmented your treatment. What's made things better for you? This is an opportunity for you also to help and support other women with lipedema. So love to have people there to learn and to share. Marcia posts, I agree, compression garments are confusing and expensive. Yes. And so that will be part of this CSIG. And we're running out of time, but there's something else big that we want to talk about. And that is that we're going to be having a symposium coming up in April 29, 30, and May 1. That's the Ketogenic Revolution for Lipedema and Lymphedema virtual symposium. Save the date. Even if you're busy on that date, you can, you'll have the recordings of everything. Maybe you can't sit there in front of your computer for the whole 3 days, but you will be able to be there you'll be able to see everything because it's all recording. And you can see as that's running by that the special post-symposium workshop is going to be all about carnivore. So we're really excited about that. So the first 2 days are going to be specifically about that keto revolution that is helping people worldwide manage their lipedema and lymphedema. But then we get that special additional post-symposium workshop talking about a carnivore diet. And really, as you can see there, it says an advanced approach for fat and lymphatic disorders. We have some really exciting speakers lined up. I think you're really going to enjoy it. There's going to be more information coming out soon, but for right now, save those dates, April 29, 30, and May 1, coming up pretty quickly.
Oh, Marcia Black is so sweet. She says she can't wait. The symposiums are always so full of information, and so true. We have found that at the end of a symposium, that our women are just thrilled with what they received from those symposiums, and we're hoping that everything we do with all of the work that we've been doing gives you the answers that you need, or maybe actually helps you formulate questions so that when you go see your physician, you can actually ask informed questions, because there's just so little information sometimes out there. So we're hoping to give you as much information as you possibly can absorb.
And resources.
Yeah, resources.
Information, but resources also, places that you can continue your learning, people that you can reach out to get more help after the symposium. So we're really excited to be able to offer all these things that we're doing, and we're excited to have you guys participate and, like we're saying, support our research with your donations. This is all of us working together as a team.
So that's awesome. I can't wait to see you guys next Friday. Mm-hmm. It's already, wow, we've already gone 21 minutes.
See how fast that goes? I know.
And I didn't even do all the talking, Leslyn.
Oh, did I talk too much this time?
No. No, it's always good to see you, hon, and I hope to get to see you again
before next Friday. Yes.
Right.
Thank you, everybody, so much for being here, and we'll see you again.